Hey, today we're going to be using Galarian Rapidash in the Psychic Cup. A very strong Pokemon, by far the best one ranked in this meta, and for good reason. Fairy Wind and Body Slam is incredibly powerful with neutral damage. Now, PvPoke recommends that you use Mega Horn, but something that I found that was quite interesting is take a look at what Pokemon easily counter a Galarian Rapidash. Victini, Alolan Raichu, Galarian Slowbro, and Bronzong. What charge move does this Rapidash have access to that can threaten all of those? That's going to be high horsepower, and today we're going to be using that unexpected charge move to one-shot these meta Pokemon. Now, in order to build a strong team around it, we're going to go ahead and lead with a Claydol. Claydol with Mudslap gives us coverage to Pokemon like Galarian Slowbro, Victini, and Bronzong, typical counters to Fairy-type Pokemon. We're going to use Galarian Rapidash as our safe swap, and our anchor is going to be none other than the Cup favorite Shadow Gardevoir with Charm. Alright, getting into the first battle, we have Claydol on the lead versus Gothitella. So this is going to be probably widely not used Charm user, but having Charm is nice for it. But thankfully for Claydol here, we're extremely bulky and Charm doesn't do that much damage, and we can easily get to this Shadow Ball to one shot. So we're putting a lot of shield pressure down early in this game, and boom, they just let it go. They're going to bring in the Brushix, so we're going to go ahead and swap out, and a Galarian Slowbro comes in. And this, Battlers, those watching, watch the earbuds. Boom, one shots the Slowbro. And they just realized in that moment that Rapidash has high horsepower. Yes, you guys may have forgotten, it got that charge move in a previous season, and they decided to surrender. That's why they're not attacking right there. They just turned off the app. They were gone. I boomed them out of the game. So we're going to go ahead and go for another high horsepower here as the game's trying to catch back up, and that is going to be a good battle. Get ready. Rapidash is going to be putting in a lot of work today. We got Claydol versus Raichu now on the lead, so pretty positive matchup right here for us. And they decide to swap into their own Rapidash, which I'm totally fine with. We can survive a Mega Horn. It does do super effective damage, but Claydol is bulky enough where you can actually survive. So we're going to go ahead and let this go. The Mega Horn does land, and we get off the Earth Power here. Granted, you could go for Shadow Ball as well, but Earth Power has that chance to debuff them, so we're going to go ahead and swap now into our own Rapidash and get ahead on energy. Now, we also need to watch out for a potential Mega Horn from them now, so we're going to go ahead and shield and easily overload and go for a Body Slam here to take out the opponent Rapidash. Now, we'll have to see what they have in the back. Let's see what they said to bring in. It's going to be a Victini. Oh man, they don't see it coming. They just don't. I'm telling you guys right now. Boom! One shot to the Victini. That's going to be a good game, as we can easily go for Body Slams now for neutral damage. We still have our Gardevoir in the back with Charm, and we can easily save a shield for it. So that is going to be, it's just going to be a good battle. The high horsepower, the moveset that is recommended for this cup. You think Psychic type Pokemon, you want to have Mega Horn for the coverage, right? Because it does do super effective damage to any Psychic that doesn't have a dual typing that resists it, such as Steel, for example. But with high horsepower, you mind game the opponent where they aren't ready for that one shot. So a Bronzong, the Victini that we saw there, the Slowbro, it's beautiful. So now we have another Rapidash here on the lead, and I will say I love the animation that Rapidash has when it's doing its fast moves. It has the glow on it, which is really cool. Now, just like before, we survived the Mega Horn, so we're going to go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball here, and then we're going to look to swap out into our own Rapidash as we do get a shield. We also need to be careful about the charge move coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and give up a shield here, as it's going to be another Mega Horn. So now we're overloading a bit on energy. We're going to go ahead and, dang it, I didn't throw the Body Slam in time, so we're going to have to let this go, as we can survive, and we should be able to fully farm down. Now, Rapidash with this much energy. Oh, a Jirachi comes in. I'm sorry, Jirachi. They decide to shield, but that's okay, because look at how much energy we still have. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. High horsepower, I'm telling you, everyone. It puts in work. Boom! One-shots the Jirachi, and the final Pokemon is a Malamar, so that's just a good game. Unfortunately for my opponent, we have the Gardevoir in the back, and we can Charm down. That's going to be a good game, very well played. This is what's beautiful with this team. When I ran it, it may not work out the same for you, is the Claydol lead, against Pokemon like Brown, the Claydol lead made them not respect the potential high horsepower, right? But if you're looking at this team from a build perspective, the safe swap with high horsepower is the exact threat that you need to flip those mid-game matchups. Now we decided to shield the potential payback, and we're going to go ahead and go for a full farm down now because they can't get to another payback in time, and Claydol with this much energy is extremely, extremely deadly. So they decide to bring in, I believe, their own Rapidash right here. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball. We get a shield. We're going to look to go for another one as well, but they do get to a Body Slam. Now, trusted in Claydol. It's pretty bulky. I think it can survive the Body Slam, which it does perfectly, which allows me now to get to another Shadow Ball. And this is what's deadly about Claydol in situations where you can load up a lot of energy, is you can force those shields on the back end. So now we have a Rapidash mirror fight, so I got to be careful about the potential Mega Horn or high horsepower. It is going to be the Mega Horn, so now we can overload on energy, and they decide to bring in a Malamar. So we're going to go ahead and go for high horsepower here, as it does quite a bit of neutral damage, and then we'll have to go for the Body Slam to get it out of there right away. As long as I can get the opponent Rapidash low enough where my Gardevoir can basically like tap it down with a little bit of fast move damage and survive a Body Slam, we're going to be perfectly fine. But ultimately, this Body Slam in this matchup just does so much damage that it's going to take it out. So that's going to be a good game, a nice sweep right there. All right, moving to the next one. We have Claydol versus Malamar here on the lead. So a tough lead. We're going to swap into the Rapidash right away. And they decide to bring in a Cresselia. Now this is also something very, very interesting. Cresselia is extremely weak to Mega Horn, and every Rapidash is going to be running it. So we have the potential to force shields here with Body Slam and not necessarily give up that we have high horsepower if we happen to flip this matchup around. So I'm going to go ahead and keep loading up on energy, going for another. They're fearing the Mega Horn. This is what's deadly about a Rapidash. Is it going to be Mega Horn? Is it going to be high horsepower? Is it going to be Body Slam? You don't know, but it's going to hit you like a truck. So we do get 2 shields right there, and I'm going to be forced to just keep throwing Body Slams because I have a feeling I'm going to go down to a charge move right here. And I don't necessarily want to flip this mid-game matchup, because reading their team, if their only hard counter to a fairy type Pokemon was a Cresselia, then Gardevoir should be very, very strong. Now they decide to counter swap back into Malamar, so we're going to go ahead and Charm down, and they surrender. So they're extremely weak. My guess was maybe a Medicham in the back, but good game. All right, we got Rapidash again here on the lead, so we're going to play this the same. We're going to go for Mud Shots and then look to go for the Shadow Ball or Earth Power here. Now, they decide to swap out into Bronzong, which is very interesting because now we have the Earth Power ready to go to one-shot, but they decide to shield. But we're going to have to be very careful as the opponent has a lot of energy on that Rapidash, and it could be very troublesome for us in the late game. So we're going to go ahead and give up a shield. It was just a Psyshock, unfortunately. So now I'm going to go ahead and keep loading up on energy. This is just going to be another Psyshock, so we're going to go ahead and let it go. And we're going to look to farm down now. And now I actually decide to swap into Rapidash to counter farm down with the Fairy Wind fast move as it is resisted. Now they do decide to bring in their own Rapidash, so this could be a Mega Horn. I'm going to let it go, but it is just a Body Slam, which now allows me to survive and get off my own Body Slam here, which is definitely crucial, as if their only counter to the fairy type Pokemon was the Bronzong in the back and their own Galarian Rapidash here, we're looking pretty good with our Gardevoir, right? So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Shadow Gardevoir and look to Charm down. Remember, we still have our Claydol in the back with a charge move ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and give up a shield here on the Body Slam. And their final Pokemon is going to be... it's a Malamar. So that's going to be a good game, very well played, as Charm is going to be doing so much damage. Now, we have to be careful here because a foul play still hurts. It's neutral damage, and I try to swap, and the swap comes in late right there. I think it's because I swapped and then tried to do a Charm, but ultimately the Earth Power takes it out, and that is going to be a good battle, very well played. All right, moving to the next one, we got Claydol versus Victini on the lead. Mud Slap, going to be putting in some work here. We do need to watch out for the V creates as it can do a lot of damage. So I'm going to look to shield this first charge move right here. And then just load up on energy. Now they decide to swap into Brushix, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Earth Power here, and then counter swap into the Shadow Gardevoir now, as Charm can do a lot of damage, and we should just be able to survive. No, we don't get to it in time. I thought I could get one more Charm in right there, which might have been enough, but actually looking back at it now, it wasn't. So they do take Switch. So now we need to get back an advantage for us, and that's going to be with the Rapidash. So we're going to go ahead and fast move farm down, because if we lose Switch, we want to come back in with energy. And remember, we have high horsepower, right? There's a Victini that's coming in, but thankfully we don't need a high horsepower in order to take it out, and they decide to throw the V-Create right away, which is going to give us an opportunity to go for Body Slams now, because this is going to be enough to KO with that debuff that they have applied to them. So the Body Slam does KO. Final Pokemon is their own Rapidash. And I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know if I have enough health if they have Mega Horn on my Claydol in order to survive. It's actually very, very close. But what we're going to look to do here is just go for as many Body Slams as possible to try to win this game, and then swap into Claydol and try to fast move down. Now, if they have Mega Horn, Claydol is going down, and they might just be able to win the race to the next Body Slam. So it is Mega Horn. Boom! Down we go, and they will be able to win the race to the next Body Slam. So this is what's cool about Rapidash, is it's so flexible with its coverage and its spam that you can really come back from tough situations like my opponent did right there to win the game. So good battle. All right, move next one. We got Claydol versus Bruxish. And we're going to go ahead and swap out right away into the Rapidash here and get ahead on energy. And they decide to bring in a Victini. Oh, you love to see it. We're going to go ahead and go for the high horsepower right away, hoping that they don't expect it. Obviously, they could potentially shield here, and they do. So now they know that there is high horsepower right here on our team. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam to do some extra chip damage, because what I want to try to do is come back in and farm down. Now, if Victini is their only hard counter to a Gardevoir, we're looking very good to close this game out, but I will give up a shield here on a V-Create, as I'm hoping I can get to 2 more Body Slams in time to potentially take Switch. So I'm going to go ahead and shield, and then just load up on energy. Their Switch clock, or our Switch clock, both of ours, is coming back up. So we also need to be careful about them potentially swapping out, but they actually decide to let Victini go down. So in comes the Bruxish, and we're going to go ahead and go for Body Slam now to force that final shield from the opponent, and the fast move will take us down, but they decide to let it go, which is actually huge here, because now Gardevoir should be able to charm down, but no! I don't get the charm down in time, which means the charge move here is going to land. It is going to be an Aqua Tail, and the final Pokemon is going to be their own Rapidash, but Charm is putting in so much work now. I don't get the last one through, but now, Claydol, please. I can survive a Mega Horn, but I can't survive a Mega Horn in a Body Slam, but so they decide to go for the Body Slam now. Oh, they get to the next charge move. If this is Mega Horn, it's over. But it's not. It's another Body Slam, so we do survive right there. And I think they were just slightly out of range to get a Mega Horn off. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. And that was the final one. This team was a lot of fun. I think what was most surprising for me was what Galarian Rapidash was able to do with high horsepower in a lot of situations. There's a lot of fear, and it's a respected fear, what a Galarian Rapidash can do because of Body Slam, Mega Horn, and high horsepower in this meta. It's unbelievably deadly, so you guys definitely want to give it a try. I think Galarian Rapidash could fit into a lot of different teams that you guys want to run, so give it a try. Give high horsepower a try, because you have those unique coverages against Victini, Alolan Raichu, Bronzong, Galarian Slowbro. We saw that all today, and it was beautiful. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.